Hello, everyone. A little background for those of you just tuning in. Sam and I are experimenting with eating primarily just fruits and veggies during the month of July, kind of like a hybrid between a raw vegan diet and a medical medium 28-day cleanse. And we're curious to see how effective is it for improving our health and how hard is it to pull off. We are finally in our fourth and last week and checking in with each other to see how things are going. Sam, I don't know about you, but I'm honestly very excited to be almost done. I'll be honest. How about you?
Well, I kind of was. So this last week, I moved more to Mediterranean, but I still been keeping the mornings the same, which I think I can do long term, which is the lemon water, celery juice, detox smoothie. And I added back coffee this week, like a cup with almond milk. And it never felt more luxurious. I was like, oh my God, I love this so much.
Yeah.
And then I did add back lean meats like chicken and fish this week. Yeah, but I also, I think long term, dairy is allowed on Mediterranean, and I bought some yogurt, but dairy is just not calling to me like it once was. So I guess that's a change over the month. Yeah. How about you? What are you so excited for after you end?
Just the freedom to be able to eat whatever I want, whenever I want. And that's restrictions I've been putting on myself. I shouldn't eat fats in the morning ever, and I shouldn't do this. And I want to go through a phase where I'm just not focused on those restrictions and I focus more on other aspects that I think are really affecting my health, like stress and sleep. Because I do think the diet has benefits, but it can only be so beneficial when you also are taking care of yourself in other ways. So I kind of want to give myself that freedom for a while on the diet side while still listening to what I really want. I honestly don't crave cookies and chips and unhealthy food. I just crave full meals like rice and fish and just kind of a complete balanced meal. So yeah, I'll just go back to eating what I feel that I want and listening to what I want more.
I love that. That's perfect. Yeah.
And I did want to actually quickly share my experience this past week. So I did successfully go all week eating no fats, even avocado. And I tried for 4 days, I tried to do juice only. But after 2 days, I decided it was just too much. And I just want to explain why, because I love the fresh juices. They're really delicious. But I wasn't able to make enough juice to keep myself full all day. And I'm still working, and I have 2 kids, and I'm running around, and I just couldn't find the time. And I think it could partly because my juicer is kind of old at this point, and it works really well with celery juice and orange juice, but it's really bad with apples and cucumbers. So I think if I got a better juicer in the future, I could definitely make more juices, and I love them. But it was just too much work, and I was too hungry, to be honest.
No, that's totally fair and totally valid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just went back to raw and veggies only for the rest of the week. And that's what I did earlier. And it was medium hard, I would say. It was some days I felt great, and other days I really just craved variety and comfort food if I was tired and stressed. So.
No, definitely. What kind of veggies were you focusing on throughout the day?
Yeah, good question. I ended up doing, for lunches and dinners, I would do salads with fruits added, or I would do those hand roll sushis with a banana and sprouts. I did a lot of lentil sprouts because they were pretty filling. Yeah, just a lot of variety there. And funny thing is, I thought this diet would help me not crave salt as much, but I still really craved salt. So I did still have some Celtic sea salt on things, and from the seaweed as well. There's some sodium in there.
Yeah.
So.
No, definitely. I mean, it did give me more variety of food I could be eating versus buying the same thing every week. But I think when I switched to Mediterranean, I just felt fuller and
Absolutely
thought less about food. I was thinking a lot about food. And then all those food thoughts went away once I was brown rice and chicken, man, can really make a difference.
It's so funny how when you're eating one way and then you switch back to another, how you appreciate the simple things.
I was I love rice.
Yes. And I even experienced it going back from juice to raw, which is so funny because I was drinking just juice. And the day I was okay, I'm done with the juice. I can't continue. I switched back to raw, and I'm oh my God, I love just eating a whole banana. And that's so funny because it's just a banana, right? So it's everything is so relative.
Yes. Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a little poll and we can both answer and explain our answers. And this is about how hard we think this cleanse diet was and how effective we think it was. So first of all, we'll start with how hard it was. And basically it's a yes, no. Like, do you think it was hard or not on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being yes, very hard, and 1 being no, not hard at all. So you go first and then I'll go. What do you think is your rating for hard?
If you're not working like me and you have a month off, I think it's a 3. If I was working, I think it would be a 1. Like, I think I would have just been so cranky and like not able to focus. Like, because I wasn't working, I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. But I was like, yeah, I was thinking about food a lot. And I think I was like sad. I was sad. I don't know what that says.
All right, so you're going with a 3. I'm actually surprised. Yeah. That's impressive.
If you're not working,
yeah.
If you're not working,
yeah,
and you can like focus on like the meal prep and like prepping the foods and like eating throughout the day. Like, I just don't think like knowing how I work, I would have had the time to like prep ahead of time, and so I probably would have just been at work like starving.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Understandable. And just to clarify, I'm going to call 5 being, yes, very hard. So you're saying 3 if you're not working and 5 if you are working.
Yes. Sorry.
5 if you are working. Yeah. Okay. I say it's a 4. I found it partly fine, but a lot of days I really craved comfort food and more food. And maybe that is because I was short on sleep and stressed and working still. But I do agree with you that I was working from home a lot of the time over this summer. Mm-hmm. So that did make it easier. And if I had to go to the office, that would have been a 5, because packing everything to meet that, you can't eat out, all that would have been very tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I found it to be overall, considering the entire month, a 4.
A 4, yeah.
So moderately difficult.
Yeah. No, definitely. I agree. It's just a lot of prep, but because I was like, okay, this is a 3, but I'm still like walking past places and being like,
Yup. Yeah, the prep and the cravings are the hard parts for sure.
Yeah.
And then on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being yes, very effective, and 1 being no, not at all effective, how effective do you think it was in whatever you were trying to do with this cleanse? Like reset, feel better, different particular symptoms. Yeah, whatever it was for you.
So I think for me, it was like a reset. So that would be like, how effective was it in resetting my habits? And we'll see. I think like the real test will be when I go back to teaching, which I'll be like teaching a little bit this summer and then back in September. But I think for a reset, and you're saying 1 is the most and 5 is the least.
5 being the most effective, 1 being the least effective. Yeah.
I think for me, it would probably be a 3. Like, I think in the middle again. Like, I think I could reset like longer term with more sustainable habits, like if I just did Mediterranean from the beginning. But I think this like kickstart it. I definitely felt like more motivated, and now I appreciate more the foods I am able to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. I would also go with a 4 on my end for effectiveness, because as hard as it was, I did notice some significant benefits that were actually kind of like a side effect. I wasn't really looking for this, but I felt a lot more energy, even though I was still short on sleep, but I did feel like lighter and less getting like food comas all the time after eating. And definitely more energy, better digestion. And the things that I was looking to improve, I did see noticeable improvements on. They're by no means completely fixed, but I saw like a move in the right direction. Like my nails, I want to get stronger. And this like kind of like pressure, tension headaches I've been getting definitely lessened. So that's exciting. So yeah, I think it was moderately effective. I think, like you said, it depends how well you can keep it going, at least to a certain extent. And maybe that's what we can dive into next, is like, what do you imagine that you'll keep from this diet going forward versus things that you'll go back to?
Yeah. So I think I'll definitely keep the breakfast. That feels fine. And it has a lot of fiber, because like now with like Mediterranean, my goals is going to be fiber. So like that like really jumpstarts your fiber for the morning. I might like experiment with adding like a boiled egg or something just for protein. Or maybe I'll keep with like no protein until the afternoon. And then, just a whole lot more vegetables overall. Like Last night I was making like a quinoa bowl thing for Eric and I. And I was like, oh, half a red pepper. And I was like, no, I could put the whole pepper in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I just think like making veggies more like the front of the meal versus like a side dish.
I love that.
I think those are things I'll keep. And then I did feel better with less dairy because I was almond milk for a long time, like a long, long time. And then like in recent years, I added milk back. But then I was like, actually, I think I might feel better with not like, I don't think I'm lactose intolerant. I just don't think I need as much dairy. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel the same on dairy. Yeah, I think I'll probably do something similar in a lot of ways. I'll keep the morning, the lemon water, then celery juice, then smoothie. And I'll most days try to stay fat-free till noon, I think. But after that, I'll eat fats, healthy fats, and I will keep maintaining a lot more vegetables in my diet because I also fell into bad habits of just like running on chocolate and tea forever. And I don't need to do that. It's very easy to grab a banana or grab a piece of fruit instead. That's definitely something I learned from this month. And I feel better then afterwards, honestly. And I also realized that I can go without caffeine completely. And I think that's good for me right now. I don't think I need caffeine. I think I need sleep.
Yes.
So for me, I think I'll keep caffeine to a very, very minimal. Even I'm sensitive to chocolate. So I even just will minimize that for the foreseeable future. And herbs. So you inspired me on this.
Yeah.
I found that I loved adding herbs and they're so good for you, like fresh herbs. And I hadn't been doing that. So I'm excited to kind of keep those in my diet as well.
No, yeah. The cilantro, the chives, the basil. Like basil just like adds so much to a meal. But yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I'm going to keep the sprouts. I like them.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love them. I love the lentil sprouts in particular.
Yeah. Eric didn't particularly like them. So last night when I made the bowl, I just like put sprouts at the bottom of my bowl and then added what I had made on top of it. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And they can even be steamed too. I mean, that's in a lot of Asian food, I think, like in like a stir-fried rice or something to add sprouts. And yeah, it's good on salads and a lot of things. I love them.
Yeah. So I'll keep those.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Okay. What would you suggest to others who might want to consider doing this type of diet or this type of 1-month cleanse? Would you recommend it or would you recommend a different variation? Yeah, what are your thoughts there?
I think I would recommend it for like a week or two. I don't know if you necessarily need to do a month. And I wouldn't recommend it like a blanket to everyone. Like some people might have conditions where they need protein and fat, like I think it's something that you should talk with your doctor about for sure. But I think a week or two. I don't think a month is necessary. I mean, I only did 3 weeks and then I switched to Mediterranean, but
yeah, I feel very similarly. I think like we mentioned in one of the prior episodes, it depends where you're coming from. If you've been doing something like this for a while, it might feel easier to you.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if it's something you've never tried before, a month is a very long time and it might not be necessary for you to see benefits. Like if you just start with adding that morning routine and keeping fats till lunch, you will notice things already. And that's much more doable than this whole month. So, and if you want to try something like this, I also would say do it for like a week. Or do it for a few days to start and just see how you feel. And going forward, I think I will do that as well. Like one day here and there, I might just eat vegetables all day because now I know it's not that hard to do for a day or two.
Yeah.
So I could just do it for a day or a weekend if I really want a reset. I don't think I necessarily have to do it for a whole month to feel benefits. It's so funny, the 3-6-9 cleanse that the medical medium also recommends, I used to think that was hard and it's only 9 days. And now I'm like, oh my God, I could definitely do that. So I actually think that is a much better route to start. And then if you've been doing that for a while and you want to try something more extreme, obviously this would be kind of the next step. But yeah, I also, to be honest, added back in nuts and raisins this week, which kind of still fits the raw vegan diet. Although to be fair, the nuts were a little bit roasted, so they're not completely raw. But yeah, that's kind of the change that I made back this week because I was really craving a little bit more in the afternoons when I was working. And I figured nuts are better than chocolate. So if I'm going to make an exception, I'll go with nuts.
And they're still nuts. They're still good.
They're still super healthy. So I did like nuts and raisins yesterday. I felt so good.
Yes.
I think we're aligned in many ways. There are definitely benefits, but you can do it in a little bit more moderation, and that may be equally as beneficial.
I think so. I think like anything when it's extreme is not sustainable or like, in the long run. So I think, a couple of weeks is fine if you wanted to do this, or if someone is like going from like wanting to try a new diet, I think Mediterranean might be like a good step before you try this one because I think I also picked it because like that's what most studies have been done on and like have benefits, especially for like the condition I have. So yeah.
Yeah. Now tell me a bit what you are including in your Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, so it's focusing on like they studied those like blue zones. So diets that have more lean meats, more like fish for the omega-3s, more vegetables, more whole grains. And you can still have dairy. Like it's just that like it's not the majority. It's not like the big part of your life. I forget like the ounces I have written down, but and when you're doing like cheeses, it's usually like feta or yogurt. I mean, when you're doing dairy, yeah.
Yep. Honestly, that is pretty much exactly the diet that I'm going to follow as well. Very low on the dairy, if any, and that's kind of optional if I feel like it. But adding back fish, eggs, and still a lot of veggies and whole grains. I've been looking into like the purple and black rices. I want to try those. And sushi, I want to make like the sushi rolls out of them. Like I'm very inspired to try new things after this diet because I feel like there's so much variation out there that I haven't been exploring. I've been really like stuck in a rut. So that's another thing. I love that this kind of got me out of a rut of eating and cooking. So I agree. Mediterranean. Let's go to Greece.
Let's go to Greece. No, definitely. So yeah, I felt like fuller. And I think I wouldn't have unless I had done this. I would have felt deprived, but like because I did this, I was like, oh my God, these are all like so good.
Yes.
Had my first piece of fish and I was like, oh.
Yes. It definitely is a good reset.
Yeah.
And that's what it was meant to be. It was never meant to be a diet we continue forever. It was like a reset. And it was that, you know? It was just kind of a hard reset.
It's a hard reset. And I could not have done it if I wasn't working, honestly. I'd give you props.
Fair. I couldn't have done it in the office. But it was really amazing to do it with you. I also don't think I could have done it without you. And even having committed to it publicly and like posting about it helped me get through the hard times. I'm like, no, I can do it. I'm going to do it.
Yes. No, it was good to be able to text and be like, oh, today's good, or no, today is not good. Some days it was fine. Some days I was like, oh, I could do this forever. And then some days I was like, I just want to break down and get Chipotle.
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. Some days I'm like, this is easy. Other days I'm like, give me something more now. Well, this was really fun and really good. And let's follow up in like 2 weeks and just see what have we kept. And then we can check back in 2 months too and just see, you know, how things have been for us.
Sounds great.
Amazing.